Hi everyone, I'm Amy from the Cauldron, and in today's Vlogmas I'm going to be doing some yarn dyeing. And if you've watched any of my dye time videos, you'll know that I quite often overdye yarn. Whenever I get a new dye, I like to dye up these little 10-gram skeins. This is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. I dye them up at a 1% depth of shade just so I can see what the dye is like. And I make these little swatch cards. So this one is mint green, which is a Fibre reactive dye from Dharma. And then I have these 10 grams left over, and they are great to play around with. I absolutely love playing around with these. And as this is Vlogmas, I want to do Christmassy colours. I have in here about 0.1 gram of dye. It is Scarlet, which is an acid dye from DT Craft and Design. I've just dissolved it in a little bit of water there. So put it in here. Now everything I'm using today is dedicated for dyeing. I don't use it for food. I've got my gloves on, as you can see, and when I measured out that dye powder, and I did have my mask on as well. We're going to be doing a bit of overdyeing today, or resist dyeing. Normally I would unwind this skein, but I'm going to keep it wound up like this and hopefully create some nice resist marks on here. And I just dip that in. That's pretty, that's quite pretty already actually. Now because this is an animal fibre, it needs the right kind of dye, and it's got an acid dye, which is fine. It needs heat, it's on the stove, and you can see it is a bit steamy. And it also needs an acid. So I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of vinegar. Hopefully, where this skein is wound, there'll still be some of that mint green popping through, and we'll have a nice reddish colour on top. I'm hoping. Now, I'm just going to cover this up because I don't want too much of the water to escape, because the water is fairly low, and in the past the water level has dropped. It does tend to drop in this pot. So I'm going to put this on so the water doesn't evaporate all away. It's very close to boiling already. So I'm going to leave this on the heat for probably about 20 minutes. We'll come back in about 20 minutes to see if all the dye has bound to the yarn. This has been bubbling away for about half an hour now. I haven't checked it, so let's have a look. It looks like possibly the water has cleared, which is great. We have a look at this. That is a gorgeous colour. I'm hoping there might still be a little bit of pop of green inside. A little bit. It's possibly more than what I can see. But that is so pretty. Anyway, oops. So I'm going to turn this off the heat and let it cool down so that we can wash it. I transferred the yarn and the dye water into this little jug just because I needed to use my pot for another project. It's completely cooled down, and there's the tiniest red hint in there. I'm not even sure if it was picking up on camera, but it's not enough to worry about. Now unraveling this, and I'm so happy there's green in here still. That's brilliant. I'm so happy. Oops. So now I'm just going to wash this through with cold tap water. Now there's nothing running off of it so far, which is brilliant. And I'm going to add a little bit of washing up liquid. This will just help to dislodge any excess dye that hasn't bound to the yarn, and helps get rid of that vinegar smell as well. But again, it doesn't look like there is any dye coming off of this, which I'm always happy about. It makes my life a lot easier, especially since this water is very, very cold. I'm happy with that, so I'm just going to rinse this through and then hang it out to dry. And here is my beautiful finished yarn. I am thrilled with how this has turned out. There's still lots of this mint green going through, and here's my original swatch cards. Now, the mint green is unchanged where you can still see the mint green, which is what I was hoping for. But what I love is how this Scarlet has turned from sort of that shade layered on top of the mint green to this, and I love it. It's a really deep red and it's beautiful. There are different shades running throughout, but it's just, oh, it's brilliant. I love it. And there is still plenty of that mint green running through too. So I'm so happy with how this has turned out. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Vlogmas. I really hope you enjoyed it. Tune in tomorrow for another episode of Vlogmas. And if you are enjoying my dyeing videos, I have a weekly dyeing series called Dye Time, where I publish new dyeing videos every Monday around 6 PM UK time. And I do like to do lots of different experiments in that series, so make sure you've got notifications turned on so you don't miss any videos. Thank you so much for watching.